Hello, you all. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. I'm on here to share with you all a pretty lengthy craft haul along with 3 cards I created for Halloween. I haven't made any Halloween cards this season, so I've been playing in my craft room and just trying to see what I can come up with. So some of the cards that I made, some of the new products that I did purchase that I'm gonna share with you all, I did use them in the cards, so I'll kind of share with you what I did when that time comes. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the first store, and I'm gonna name the stores that I shopped at as I share with you all the items that I purchased. So the first store I shopped at was OfficeSupply.com, and I have mentioned in several videos back or whatnot that if you don't know, that Office Supply does have a lot of craft items on their website. I never knew that until I was just kind of searching Google, looking for different things, and they popped up in the feed. So you can spend $45 or more and get free shipping, and then they do have discounts from time to time. So you can get a discount, and as long as you meet that $45 spend, you'll still get free shipping plus a discount. So I didn't get that much over on OfficeSupply.com, just some things just to add to my stash. So I did get this 7.5 by 11-inch replacement nonstick mat to go on my glass mat, because the one I had, it just kind of got it completely ruined. So I went ahead and got this to replace it. I also picked up some Grit Paste Opaque from them as well. And then I wanted just to add these tools, Tim Holtz tools, to my stash. And this is a mostly Tim Holtz haul, if you probably don't know or don't know. But yeah, because I'm a big Tim Holtz fan now. I don't know where I've been, why I wasn't into this before, but this is his product is so much fun to just play with and just seeing what you can come up with. So I did get the retractable craft knife, and I also picked up the retractable craft, this is the craft knife with the extra blade, and then this is the craft pick. I apologize. So I got those two. So that came from Office Supply. Okay, and then from Rubber Buggy, I was looking for I was watching somebody's video and they shared these, and I couldn't find them anywhere, but Rubber Buggy actually popped up in the Google search. And so this is the Halloween collage tiles, and so I went ahead and got 2 packs of them. Since I couldn't find them, I was like, let me just go ahead and get 2 so I can have enough. And like I said, I may not get to it this Halloween, but I will have them for next year. So yes, I got those, and I think I got something else from them as well, but it's probably for a vignette. I have been ordering a lot of different pieces, a lot of items that are retired that he no longer is making anymore, that is hard to find. But you know, if you search Google, a lot of things you can find. Some things I can't find, like certain dyes, I cannot find them anywhere. But some things like this, you know, if you search it good enough, it'll pop up and you can get them. So yeah, so I got that, and like I said, for the vignette items, I'm not going to share those, but you know, as I make those items, because I'm still learning the product, you know, how to use the product and stuff like that. Even like from the class, they had the Tim Holtz and Simon Says STEM had the Halloween curio class yesterday, and I made my first curio, so that was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot in that class, and I'll share that in my next video, because this video is going to be kind of lengthy with all that I got to share with you all, so, or that I want to share with you all. So yeah, so the vignette items, you know, I won't go into that because I'm not going to be making anything just yet. Hopefully for Christmas I will, but for Halloween I will not be, probably. Okay, so I got those, and then from this is from the Retro Cafe Art Gallery, that's what it's called. So Retro Cafe Art Gallery, they do have a lot of Tim Holtz product that are no longer being made, but you can still find some of them over, or a lot of them over, on the Retro Art Gallery Cafe, if that's the name of it. Yeah, so yeah, here it is, Retro Cafe Art Gallery, that's what it is, but it just says retroartcafe.com, retrocafeart.com. I'm sorry, you guys, but this is a free gift that they sent me, these little cute little spiders, really cute. So what I picked up from them, I did get these ideology droplets for Halloween. So I did share, I made a project with these on it, I think, yeah, in my mixed media journal. So yeah, so I used those in that journal. So I got those. And then I also purchased these adornment snowflakes. And there are 10 pieces in here. And these are really pretty. Got the little gems on them. Real pretty snowflakes. I got those. And then, like I said, a lot of these items are not being made anymore. I don't think any of this is being made anymore. But like I said, you can find it over on their website. And this is the Quote Flare Christmas. And there's 12 pieces. So I got those. And then I also purchased the deco sheets. I'm trying to make names for them. The deco sheets, and this is the Christmas and also the Halloween. I forgot to pick up the winter one, but those are the colors that you get on the inside. So yes, I got those. So that's from the Retro Cafe Art. I want to give it a different name for some reason. And then Rubber Buggy. Okay. All right. So then we're going to move over to Cherry on Top. So Cherry on Top, you know, Tim Holtz released his 2025 ideology. So, you know, I had to go over there and get it. And I did go over there and shop because I had cherry points. I think like $20, $15, $20 in cherry points. And then also, I think they had a 20% off at the time. So this item was on pre-order, so I had to wait on it. But I've been having it for a little while now. But just not being able to share this video with you all. But it finally came in. It was worth the wait. So this is the backdrop, Christmas backdrops. And I'm not going to take anything out the packages because it'll just take this too long. This video will be too long. So here are the pages that you get in the backdrop. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you have already seen this, but I'm just going to share it anyway. And then this is a sticker book Christmas. And just going to do a quick flip. And like he added just some things in here, like the tags are new. The sticker sheet right here is new in the book. And then you got, you know, the red and the green sentiments. The washi tape with the labels. And then you got your different quotes in there. So we got that. This is the word plaques and tags. So it says Merry Christmas, Holiday Wishes, Season of Magic. And you get 3 of each of those. Or 2. No, 3. And then you got 2 of each of the Joyful, Sweets, Wishes, Wonder. And then 2 of the 25, the star, the 25, and the star. And then before he reintroduced these, I was looking for these, could not find them. So since they are back, I got 2 packs. So you get 3 pieces in each pack. And this is the mini icicles. And I may order more because I know I'm going to be making some vignettes soon. And I'm going to want these in my stash. And then I got the Woodlands Alpine, the trees. This is the ephemera pack, Christmas Noel. So this did come in the class, I think that was in July. But I did do all 3 of his classes. So I think this was in the July class. And we got a pack of those. And also these right here. This is the baseboards. And also the transparencies that came in that kit. And then we also got the layers and paper dolls, but I don't think it's this particular one. It may have, yeah, some of the same pieces in there, but yeah, that came in the kit. But I'm fine with it because more the merrier, right? And then the juice string, that's new. And then also the adornments. So that's what I purchased for. So I did, like I said, purchase the whole collection of the 2025 Christmas ideology. And then I do have another cherry on top order that I received. So in this order here, I got the stencil, the brick stencil. And this is THS038. So the brick stencil. And then I also purchased the mini file folders. So you get for the small and for the large. And again, these items may not be, you guys may already have a lot of these items in your stash. These are not new to you because they're not new items, but they are new to me. So just keep that in mind. So I'm just sharing with you all, you know, what's new to me. And then I also got, and cherry on top, I have a wish list. That's got items, it's full of items. And I just kind of get, you know, pick and choose as I order different things at different times. But this is the snapshot. So this is volume 1. And then this is volume 2. So I got those. And then I went ahead and purchased, as you probably know, he did release 3 new, the 3D Texture Phase Large A5. So I did get the 3. I'll get them as he releases them. So this one is called Brickwork 666958. So that's Brickwork. This one is called Cobblestone 666959. And then this one is numbered. And this is 667081. And I love the size of these embossing folders. Love them so much. So yeah, so that is my second cherry on top purchase that came in. Okay, so we're gonna move along and we're gonna move to let's move over here. Okay, so this right here, I'm just kind of browsing. I seen somebody use this as well, and that's what made me go on Amazon. And I found it. It wasn't even a bad price. Maybe like $18, $19 at that. But this is the Scissors Alterations. You get 3 stamps and 5 dies, and it's like a fall theme die, blueprint sketch. So you got the dies, and then you got the stamp. So yes, I got that from Amazon. This right here came from Walmart, and this is not a cheap die at all. It's not a cheap die. But this is called Rupert, but it's a lot of people. Well, you get 9 dies, but it's a nice die. And so I've been wanting this, so I just purchased it from Walmart.com. These right here are from Craft Stash. So this is called Spencer. And I didn't give you the number for this one. This one's 665361. Okay, then this is Spencer 666001. I wanted him, so I finally got him. And then this one is Candle Shop 666331. So I've been wanting that one as well. So these two came from craftdirect.com. And Rupert came from Walmart. Okay, so those are the 3 dies that I purchased. Then from scrapbook.com, they have these 2 items on their clearance. So I did pick up Sketchy Leaf CMS 467. I've seen some beautiful projects with these on YouTube and Instagram. So yes, so I wanted this, and this, like I said, was on clearance. I think this was like $11 or $12. So I was like, yeah, go ahead and get it. And then this one is called Crochet Trim CMS 480. And I also wanted this one as well. So again, on sale clearance at scrapbook.com. So I went ahead and purchased it. So that is that. And then this is from the next find is from L&J Goods. You guys, I be everywhere. I know. Even my friend telling me, she's like, Sheba, you be everywhere. I do. And I find different websites, and they're legitimate websites. So, you know. But yeah. So LNJGoods.com. So was searching, and I found these remnants, Halloween remnants. And these are discontinued remnants. So I went ahead and picked up 2 packs of those to have. And I may use them this year, and I may use them not until next year, but I have them in my stash. Okay, and then along with that, from L&J Goods, I picked up the Obscure CMS 471. Love this stamp. And a lot of people may not be into Halloween and stuff like this, but I'm loving it. I'm having so much fun with this. So yeah, so I picked up that from L&J Goods, and then that's Amazon and scrapbook.com. So that's those finds. And then the last is from Stampers Anonymous. They had their fall Halloween curation. And so they had discounts in tiers. So if you spent like $100, you got 10% off. If you spent $150, you got 15% off. And if you spent $200, you got 20% off. So I did the 20% off. I know, right? This is a very, very, very bad habit. Okay, but I love it. I have so much fun with it. So yeah, so I want to go ahead and share with you all. So I may not get to this year, but I have them in my stash. And this is the Etc. Tombstone overlay set. So yeah, so I got that. And this is what it looks like. And then I also picked up the Etc. This is called the This is the bat. Okay, contains 3 of each, the bat and web trims. So yes, I got those. So that's all the etc. that I purchased, but I have more in my cart that I want to get. And then for the stencils, I did purchase. This is what number is this? This is the Autumn Layering Stencil THS060. So just the fall leaves. This one is called THS027. It's a Halloween stencil with the different sayings. So I'm gonna put that up there because I'll use that in my card. This one is a THS063. This is another Halloween stencil. And then this one right here, this is a stamping stencil. And this one is THMM194. So this is what it looks like. You got the stencil with the spider web and like this splatter. And then there's a stamp. Love this little house, the haunted houses and the gates and the bats. It says Happy Halloween, boo to you, trick or treat, and got candy. And I did use this Happy Halloween, so I'm going to put that up there. And then I also got this one, which is THMM195. And I just love these pumpkins. Love them, so I had to get this. And so this is what it looks like. Boo and Eek. Love it. And the last one of this one, of the stamping stencil, is THMM198. Did I already show this one? No. No, okay. And this is what it looks like. Got the wish, the ghost, boo, the cat, skull, and pumpkin, trick or treat. THMM198, yes. So this is a stamp, the stencil, and then there's a stamp. Okay, and then moving on to the actual stamps that I purchased. So I did purchase, I've been wanting this one for a long time as well. So this one is called Boo Crazy CMS 495. Hey, it says ho ho ho, hey boo, wicked, I love boo, ghost hug, happy boo day, red, white, and boo, you, trick or treat. So I did use this web and the ghost. I'm gonna put that up there. This is another one, Thankful Silhouette CMS 116. This is so cute. So I plan on using this one for fall. It says blessings, family, November, hope, thankful, faith, harvest, love, and autumn. And you got the leaves, the acorn, some more like wheat leaves and fall leaves. This one is Halloween Silhouette CMS 115. So you got the witch, the bat, the cat, and the spider. And then it says spiders, haunted, trick or treat, boo, spooky, Halloween, fright, 31, candy, bats, and costume. This one, I love this one. This one is Haunted House CMS 308. And like I said, these are not new stamps, but they're new to me. And so you got the Haunted House, which I love this. And then you got all the different sceneries to go with it. And then this one is Rest in Peace CMS 435. And I just love the scenes. A lot of people don't like stuff like this, but this is all in fun. So yeah, so I got this one. And then the last one, which I love, this is called Sketch Manor, and I've seen so many beautiful projects created with a stamp, CMS 408. And there's also a die that goes with this on Simon Says stamp. I have it in my shopping cart, I just haven't ordered it yet, but I will be getting the die to go along with this because you can layer this up and make it really dimensional. So yeah, so love that. So those are the items that I purchased over the last several weeks, and I do have a couple more things coming in, and so once those items come in, I will share those with you. So let's get on to my makes, so my cards. So my first card, let me put this over here. So my first card that I made, let me just get the items out so I can share with you all. So I use that, and I use that, and I use that. Okay, so let's start there. Okay, so I did use Shatter, which is CMS 466. So I used the Shatter stamp. And then I used Spooky Spirits, CMS 492. So I used the 3 small ghosts at the bottom. And then I used Happy Halloween and Boo to You. And then this is from My Creative Time. It's the etched edge frame dies. So I use the frame die for the background of my image. Along with that, I did use some of the distress paint and brush pewter. And then I also used the distress spritz and spice marmalade. I love the spritz, you guys, so I use that as well. And then I did the little heat embossing, so I used the Black Ranger heat embossing glaze or embossing powder. So let's see here. Here is the first card that I created. And so I used just some regular black cardstock from my stash that I got from Michael's, yeah. And then here is some white cardstock that I use in my stash. And then here's that die that I cut out, the black heavyweight distressed smooth cardstock from Tim Holtz. Love that paper. That cardstock is so smooth and it's just a nice black matte black cardstock. So if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so I use that, and I use a die to cut it out. Once I cut it out, I did use the shatter stamp, and I just put some distress paint and brush pewter down on my matte glass, and I rolled it, and then I just rolled it on top of the stamp, and then I stamped it down onto the black cardstock. And that's what it gave me. That was my first time doing that, and I love the way it turned out. And then once I did that, then I used the Distress Spice Marmalade Spritz, and I spritzed on top of it just to give it a little bit of shine, a little color too, give it a little like an orange color. And then I did stamp out the 3 ghosts, and I fussed to cut those out. I have the middle one layered up on some dimensional foam tape. And then here's my Cinnamon's Boo to You and Happy Halloween that I heat embossed, and I just kind of cut it out, you know, at a little angle on one end. And that is the first card. And I just matted. This is the only card that I did matte. But very simple card. I mean, and I love the way it turned out. And I did take a little bit of the black soot distress oxide ink and just kind of went around it a little bit just to give it that black smoky look. So yeah. So that's what I did with the first card. Okay, so that's that card. Then the next card, so I made this card actually this past Monday because my job, you know, I work for the VA. So federal holiday, Columbus Day, Indigenous Day. So we were also, I came in my craft room and made this card and loved the way it turned out. So yeah, so that's the first card. Then my next card, I did use just one little piece. This is the Vault Fright Night 666684. And so I just used a little spider here, and I cut it out with some distressed black craft cardstock. So that's what I used for that. And then I did use some distressed oxide and twisted citron, and I also used distressed oxide and black soot, along with I used Ultimate Run CMS 075, and I just used this stamp right here. And I also used this stamp. So this is the one I just showed you, the Boo Crazy CMS 495. So I used some of the spider web here and then the ghost. And from the Stampin' Stencil, the THMM 194, I did use, you probably can't see it, but it's the Happy Halloween. So I use that on the card. So let me show you that card. So here is the next card, and love the way this turned out. Oh, and I also used, just to show you real quick, I used some of the Distress Spritz and Twisted Citron, along with some Distress Oxide ink, but I did put it on my mat, on this mat here, and I watered down, and I just splattered to the background. So I'm gonna show you here. So I used some just some cardstock in my stash in black, and then this is some mixed media cardstock. And so what I did is I took the distress ink and black soot, and I went around the edges. And then I went in the middle. Well, I went in the middle first with the twisted citron. Then I went around the edges with the black soot. So I didn't know where I was going with this card. I was just kind of playing in my room this morning. I'm like, let me just see what I can come up with. I didn't really like it at first, but when I walked away and came back to it, I'm like, you know what? I actually like the card. And I also did use the stencil here. So I used the Spooky, the Web, the Boo, and the Ghost. So yeah, I use that stencil as well. And so once I did the ink in the background, then I went took the spider web from the stamp. And that's what I use to stamp and heat emboss right here in the corner. Right here. And then I use the Happy Halloween from the other stamp, just to show you again, from this stamp and stencil. And I heat emboss the Happy Halloween down at the bottom. And then before I did the heat embossing down here, but I did take the Twisted Citron and I just spritz the back of it, so I don't know if you can see the shine or not, so that's what I did there. And then I took the black soot, like I said, I put it on my mat, and I just did some flickering to give it that grungy kind of look in the background. And so around the border was kind of plain, so that's why I took the grunge stamp, the Ultimate Grunge, and I just stamped around the border in the black Distress Oxide, just to give it something extra. And that just kind of made the card just kind of come together to me. So I love the way it's turned out. And here's the ghost that I stamped with Distress Archival Black Soot ink, and fussy cut that out. And then I just rubbed a lot of the ink off the dauber, and then I just kind of went on top of here just to kind of tone down the white and to give it that ghostly look, if that makes sense. So that's what I did with this card, and I love the way it turned out. The spritz and the splattering in the background and the dots around the border, it just made the card come together. And like I said, the ghost has popped up on some dimensional tape. So that is that card. And then I made one more card. I'm like, okay, let me make another card before I took my nap. And I was getting sleepy, so I was like, I need to take me a nap. And so I made this card. It was in my mind. I had to get it done. So what I did was, let me show you what I used. Where is the stamp at? I think I put it up. Let me get it. Where did it go? Where did it go? I just had it, you guys. Oh, so I put it in the pile. That's what I did. Okay, sorry about that. So I did use the obscure stamp. So I used these 3 pieces right here. So I used like the little words, and then I use this like flower, plant, or whatever, and then the skull. So I used that, and then I also used some Distress Oxide ink and antique linen, and then I used some vintage photo distress spritz, and I also used the Distress Spritz and Spice Marmalade again. So let me show you what I did with this card. So here's a card that I created, and I love the way this came out. Love the way this came out. So let me take that out. So what I did was I matted it on some black cardstock. So these 2 are matted on black cardstock, and then this one's on white cardstock. And so this is some mixed media cardstock that I use. And so I took the antique linen, and I just dabbed, put it on my desk, and I just dabbed the card on it. And then I did some dabbing with the black soot as well, but I did dry in between to give the layers that I have here. And then once I did that, then I went on and I stamped the image down on the card, the skull. And then once I stamped that down, I could use some just regular copy paper in white, and I stamped the image again to do some masking. So I just masked it off, and then I stamped the plant coming like at the top of the skull head. So that's what I did there. And then I did a little stamping, lightly stamped with the stamp here, the word stamp here. And then once I did that, then I took the Spice Marmalade, and I just poured a little bit on my mat, and I just kind of colored the little flowers in to give it some shine. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it looks really pretty in person. So that's what I did there. And then I did distress the edges of the card as well. And then I went around that once I distressed the edges with black soot Distress Oxide. And then I did use I can't find the stamp right here unless I'm overlooking it, but this is another stamp that I just purchased, Halloween Night, October 31st, 1931. And I did use Spice Marmalade embossing glaze to stamp that and color that in. Since the card already had a lot of black going on, I wanted just some color, so that's what I did. And that is this card. So those are the cards I created. The first 3 Halloween cards that I created. I don't know if I'll be making any more or not, but I had a lot of fun making these. These 3 cards. I hope that you all enjoyed the share of the cards I created. Like I said, I really wasn't feeling this one at first, but Once I walked away and came back to it, I really loved the way it turned out. Just with a little play, you know, just coming in here, just trying to see what you can create. And I love the background of this card, and this one's just so different. I've never made one like this before, but I love the way that turned out as well. So yeah, so I hope that you all do too. And yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed my haul, my Tim Holtz collective haul that I wanted to share with you all as well. So if you made it to the end of the video, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed what I come to share with you all. And you all have yourself a great rest of your weekend. If I'm not back on tomorrow, then I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.